All right, cool. All right.
Taking all the fun away.
I know, seriously, right? You know what I am going to do too is while we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and put this on live because it seemed like people kind of liked that last time. No, you know what? That's the Tuesday call. Sorry, never mind. I'm not going to do that online. So the Tuesday call tomorrow will be live and we'll be on Zoom again. We had a lot of good feedback on both sides. Some people for different ones. Kind of as a side note, I had a talk with Jill today, and she talked about one of the things that you guys are all experiencing, and certainly something that I'm experiencing, is that the different people have different preferred methods of communication. And it's hard to try to hit everybody's preferred method of communication, whether it's Marco Polo, whether it's messenger groups, whether it's Zoom, whether it's whatever it is, right? Everybody texting, or some people like a phone call. And it's very difficult. I can tell you that in my personal experiences is that I try to kind of direct people to my preferred medium, and depending on their I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm going to tell you guys this because you guys are leaders. Depending on that person's impact, and depending on that person's desire to be really coached, then you can adjust that medium depending on what it is that they can and can't do versus what they will and won't do. I asked you guys last week, when you say I can't do something, to change it to I won't do it, right? Because it's an important aspect. If you kind of get that in your head, what you really are hearing when you say I can't do something, the other person's hearing I won't do it, right? So it's important for you to say what you're being heard saying anyway. Plus, it changes kind of your mentality when you say something. Okay. All right. So first things first, we got some shout outs. I'm not sure if they're on here or not, but I'm going to give some shout outs anyway, just because they may or may not be on here. I see one of them's on here, which is Matt. We had some pretty cool things that happened last week, which was Shake Week. So if you guys didn't notice, and for those of you that are new, Shake Week is an amazing thing. And if you're not working up to that Shake Day release, if you're not building the excitement of Shake Day release for your team, for your people, for the people that listen to you, for the possibilities that exist, you're really, 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 really missing out. Okay. Now, Isagenix promotes a new product. You don't promote that it's coming at least 24 hours before, then you're really missing out on an opportunity to seize on something, because people like stuff that is, as much as people complain that it's limited time only, people will, it's like Walmart on Christmas, Black Friday, whatever it is, right? Everybody wants to be in first. So get your people pumped for the release of these products. You may not be a cookies and cream fan, but it doesn't, I'll go back to this. I've said it before. Isagenix is a marketing company. They didn't decide they were going to come out with cookies and cream at Celebration. Okay, they knew they were coming out with cookies and cream way before they even put it up that it was an option. Now, they may have said, hey, look, we'll figure out which one we think is going to happen. But I promise you, they'd already done plenty of market research to determine that cookies and cream was going to be the one that was going to come out, regardless of whatever else we voted on. Okay. And because they're a marketing company, they know what's wanted, right? They know what the demand is out there. And so when you're hearing these things and you're thinking, oh, well, I really don't like pumpkin spice. Guess what? You're like one, right? You're the one person that you know that doesn't like pumpkin spice. You're the one person that you know that doesn't like cookies and cream. You're the one person that you know that doesn't like chocolate, right? So remember that, right? It is truly a it's truly, I gotta do some muting here. And I tell you guys this because it's important as leaders to recognize these things, right? Some people come to you and say, oh, you guys, Isagenix should do this. Isagenix is a marketing machine that is a multi-billion-dollar operation, and they have figured out what they should be doing. My suggestion that Isagenix should make, green beans flavored something isn't probably going to go very far, right? That's just not the reality. Okay. So with that, where I'm going with this is Shake Week can make amazing things happen for you. And we had Kathy and Joe Weary, 5-cycle bonus, Gail Rozier, 5-cycle bonus, and Sandy Spielman, 5-cycle bonus. So congratulations to you guys. Is there anybody else that got the 5-cycle bonus that I didn't announce? If anybody knows of somebody, hand up, palm up, something, because it's important to get them noticed. So again, you guys, Kathy and Joe, Gail and Sandy, if you guys reach out to them, tell them congratulations. Seriously, take a minute to send them a congratulations. Take a minute to say well done, because that's a really big deal. That's a $250 bonus. And again, to get you guys on the mindset of what that really means, they made $250 because they promoted a product. Okay, they made a $250 bonus because they cycled 5 times. And the next time they cycle 5 times, they get another $250. So you get $250 the first time you cycle 5 times, you get $250 the second time you cycle 5 times. So that is a significant amount of money when you consider that the vast majority of people that do any network marketing business have never received any cash. Okay, so getting $250, and that's just the bonus. If they cycled 5 times, then they also received 5 times 54, right? Because they got $54 per cycle. So they got another 250 plus 20, whatever, 270. So about another $270 just in additional bonus. So that's like a $500 week for that person, $500 for the week. Okay, so a big deal. Crystal Manager. We had a Crystal Manager, Matt Coyne, who is with our cycling group. Matt nailed it, went after it and made things happen. So he became a Crystal Manager, and he and I went back and forth with some information, and he's getting some really good coaching from Marco and his upline through that way. So plus he's a beast on the cycle, on a bike. Matt, you're on here. I can see your name. Matt made the comment to me the other day when we were riding, and we went on this bike ride, and I haven't done any significant distance riding for several months. So we're out riding, and he had pulled the whole way, and he kind of pulled me off to the side, and he says, "You know why I pulled the whole way?" And I'm like, "Why?" And he goes, "Because when they ask me what I had for breakfast, I can tell them." And so that's the product of the product mentality, you guys. Also, Matt, I'm going to let you introduce yourself a little bit, because there is a decent team here from Michigan. So I want you to tell where your Michigan connections are at, so that we can make sure that some of the Michigan people on here know that you've got a good cycling community that you're going to be working with. So Matt, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah. So hi guys. My name is Matt Canine, and like Brent said, I just moved out here. I've lived in Michigan about half my life. The majority of my contacts and connections are in the southeast, like Detroit suburb area. Canton is where my company's headquarters are, and where I was most active in the cycling community in southeast Michigan. I raced with a large cycling club and cycling team in that area, and have a lot of friends that are potentially interested in Isogenics. We're looking right now at a couple different options to use the Super Saturday that's coming up in Fenton as maybe a kickoff point to start getting some people involved. Maybe we'll have some enrollments by then that we could start using to build a business up in that area, and hopefully grow Team Shady and a strong presence in the cycling community, a lot of performance athletes that are interested.
Cool. Well, that's awesome, Matt. And thank you very much, man. And there's several guys. I'll kind of put you in a little messenger group with a couple of people that are going to be most influential for Super Saturday. And so we're all aware, but make sure you guys know that if you're not, again, this is another one of those things, if you're not promoting that you have the ability to get people to Super Saturday in any place, honestly, but specifically in Michigan, where we're going to be doing so much of it, that our team is so much a part of it, you're missing out again on another opportunity. Because if you don't know that one of your friends or one of your team members has a good friend that's in Michigan, in the Fenton area, which is basically north of Detroit, if you don't know that because you didn't ask, then you're missing out on that opportunity to promote that business opportunity. Okay. And then last but not least, and so Matt earned a $250 bonus from Isogenics because he became Crystal Manager, and he also earned an additional $100 for each of his consultants that he made. So $250, $350, $450, so $450 total just in bonus money in making Crystal Manager. Okay. All right, Stacy Parsons. Holy cow! This girl just she crushed the 5-cycle bonus just not too long ago, and now she's crushing the 10 cycles. So she hit 1 star, and she hit legit 1 star, like not executive matches or compression cycles. She actually hit 10 physical cycles on the board. So that's a big deal. That's a $500 bonus, right? So she made $500 because it was the first time she hit 10 cycles. So in addition to hitting the $500 bonus for hitting 10 cycles, she also made $540 just in cycles. So there's $1,040. In addition to that $1,040, she also had some enrollments and PIB, so she made some additional money in that as well. And I believe she also made another consultant or 2 last week, so there's another $100 per consultant, right? So her week, and Dan, I know she works around or with Dan, and she's a school teacher. So in her off-season school job, I think for her week, she raked in someplace around $1,200-$1,300. Not a bad week for being off from school and getting ready to go back. So really big things happened there. Dan, do you know what her total was?
She had 1040 plus 100 for consultant. She created a consultant, and she had 210 in PIB.
So 1140 and 13, 14, 1440, 1450, about $1,450.
Yeah,
that ain't bad, right? So nice cash, and again, Dan has been doing a lot with coaching her. She's doing a lot of hard work, and in its effort, guys. So it's not like, oh, they just are making it. It's just happening for them. She's doing how many launches did she do? Because I know within the last couple weeks she's done a couple.
Yeah, well, she's there. She's got another one now, and on Wednesday. So she's done since mid-July, probably 4.
4, right? So 4 health and wellness events since mid-July. No surprise to me at all, because if you're not doing events, guys, if you're not making those things happen, then you're missing out. I know Gail's 5-cycle bonus is a direct result of the fact that she had done one earlier last week at her shop, and I know we've helped her with at least 3 in the last couple months. So I know that she's done those, plus anything else that she's been doing. And I know Sandy was doing some events, and I don't know about Kathy and Joe, but I know that Sandy had also done some events. So the thing that's a common denominator here is doing events, right? Okay, let's see. Celebration tickets, lowest price to get them is at the end of this month. So if you haven't gotten your celebration tickets, you've got about another day and a half to make that happen. I recommend that you get them. That's also part of the 4 for 400 club, right? So if you paid for your celebration ticket for 2018, you pay for and attend an IC University, you pay for and attend a University in Action, and you pay for and attend NYKO, then if you're a part of our specific team, you're going to get a $400 reimbursement at NYKO. So at NYKO, you have to have completed all 3 of the ones that I just said, the NYKO, University in Action, and IC University. So you have to completed those 3, and you have to physically have purchased your ticket for celebration to get that reimbursement. Okay, so it's real important that if you want that $400 to make that happen. Okay, the High Five Club, 5 enrollments every month from now through NYKO gets you a position at the executive event. Okay, 5 enrollments every month. If you don't get 5 enrollments every month, you're still eligible for the award system that we have in place for any month that you do get 5. Okay, so make sure that you're on the ball, because you've got another day or two closing in on you to get to that first 5 enrollments done for the month. Okay, and I will tell you guys, I've got to get 2 more enrollments personally, and I'm holding myself accountable that I will get these enrollments as well. Tracy and I have maintained that 5 enrollment program all year long so far. So we've gotten in excess of that for the year up to now, but we're going to maintain this. And part of the reason I'm maintaining this is so that when there's some huge awards available for anybody that does 5 enrollments a month through next July. Okay, so 5 qualifying enrollments a month through next July. There's some big benefit to making that happen. So I highly recommend that you give it your best to make that happen. Okay. All right. I asked this question a little bit ago before everybody got on. Did everybody get your work done for the call? Right? Did all the work get done? If you didn't, don't. This is totally you being accountable to yourself. So nobody's going to beat you up. Nobody's going to, you're not getting dinged for not turning in your homework like we do our son. I won't take your Xbox away. But it is your responsibility to make that happen. And if you're not making that happen, then it's on you. So I just recommend that you make that happen. Our vision board was completed. I won't lie, Tracy had a lot to do with it, but I was involved in the actual setting up of some of the things that I wanted to have happen in regards to me and our family side, and then Tracy put in a lot of other things into it as well. Ours is currently hanging where our last one hung, and that is in our bathroom mirror. So it's hanging between our 2 vanities in our bathroom mirror, because that way we see it every single day. One of the things I will tell you, looking at some of the different vision boards, is I really want to emphasize with you, put dates and measurable items on there. Saying that you want to be fit is not measurable. Okay, and I'm not telling you that you get it wrong. I just want you to think about making sure that it's a measurable item that you put on there. So I'm using that as an example, saying I want to be fit. Whereas if you say I want to complete a 5K on this date, or if I want to do some measure of fitness that you can put on there, and then put a date with it. So put your goal, make sure it's a measurable goal, and put a date with that goal. If you will do those things, you guys, you'll find a lot more fulfilling when you hit those things. And I know Deb just had a class on vision board stuff. Is that correct, Deb? Didn't you see that? Yeah. So Deb was just talking about that, and put those dates and those measurable items where you're seeing them. Okay. Don't put them on a sheet of paper off to the side. Put them with your board. Okay. It's super important that you're looking at them every day. One of the things that's in my head is that, we want to hit, for our business side, we want to max out our center. And in order to do that, that's 250 cycles. I put 300 cycles up because I want to push beyond that, right? It's kind of like saying I want to be executive. Please don't put down that you want 10 consultants. Put down that you want 12, right? You want 12 consultants. Push through that 10. Don't think about 10 being the pinnacle. It needs to be 12. It needs to be 15. It needs to be 20. It needs to be thinking past that 10, because you don't want to, just like somebody used the analogy of climbing a rope and ringing the bell. And for any of those of you that have hit executive, you know that hitting 10 is not really hitting the bell. That's like, if you hit that bell, that's like the, oh crap, I need to go to work bell that you're actually ringing, because you've got to get past that. And I see Paul smiling, which means I know he knows that he knows what I'm talking about, because once you hit it, you've got to keep rocking right through it. Okay. Isobody challenge. Everybody in the Isobody, everybody on this page, if you're not currently in the Isobody challenge, you're cheating yourself. Okay, you've got to be in the Ice Body Challenge. You've got to have your auto ship set at a minimum of 125 BV, because this is going to allow you to coach other people to do what you do, not do what you say. Okay, if you're not able to show your people how to do what you do, then you're kind of, you're not full out, right? And I've said it several times on here that I haven't completed an Isobody challenge, and I've always had that in my head that I haven't completed one. I've entered a bunch, but I haven't completed one. So it's real important that I complete one, so that I can actually tell somebody, yeah, this is what it looks like when you complete one. This is really, I know what you get, because everybody talks about all the things you get, but I haven't physically been able to accomplish that. So I will accomplish that this time. Isobody 125 BV in your auto ship. And just so you know, the 125 BV isn't an arbitrary number. 125 BV, if you have ordered that every month during your Isobody challenge, you will have completed the requirements for BV purchase during that Isobody challenge. Okay, you have to order a minimum of 500 BV during that 16-week program. So 16 weeks, 4 months, 125, 500, right? That's the reasoning behind the 125 BV. Week 1, 100-person list. Who did it? Raise your hand, wave your hand in front of the screen if you did the 100-person list. Okay. Do your 100-person list. You didn't see me wave my hand either. Okay. So do your 100-person list. Okay. It's important. Okay. I'm going to get mine done. 100-person list. You got to get it done. Break them down into categories, guys and gals. Break them down into different categories. People that you know from school, people that you know from work, people that you know from different trades, people that you know from the grocery store or someplace that you go regularly, people from my bicycle group. I could break that down into 10 different categories, and then I could just list 10 people from each of those categories, which is easier than sitting there thinking, oh, I got to come up with 100 people. How the heck am I do that, right? Do it without your phone. Do it without your contact list, okay? Fill it out as far as you can get first. And then if you need to go through your friends list on your Facebook, then go through your friends list on your Facebook and write them down. These are not names that you have to call right now, okay? Some of them can be people that you're like, oh, wow, I need to do this or I need to do that. Write them down, okay? Write down the doctor, write down the nurse, write down the PA, write down the dentist, write down the chiropractor, write down the gym guru that you know, the fitness person that you know. All those names, write them down. It doesn't mean that you're going to contact them yet, but it just means that they're there, okay? So that way you're thinking about that. Again, that's another important thing to post up there. One quick thing, going back to our goals. We asked several people, for people that are going to hit the 100-pound club. One of our goals is we want a certain number of people to be on the stage from our overall team to be walking the stage for the 100-pound club. So please, please, please send us a message if you're serious about your desire to hit the 100-pound club, okay? If we don't already know. There's some people on here like Woo that we already know. He's legit, right? And I don't mean that to call him out, other than the fact that, I mean, he tells me he's in, right? Dan's already in, right? He's already done it, right? So he's crushed it already, right? So, but those of you who are like serious, like I'm really, really, really going to do this, then please, please let us know, right? Because it's important for us to make sure that your name is on our vision board, because we want our vision to mirror yours to be that. So Jillian's down there screaming, me. So, and I know that, right? Because she tells me that, and she's keeping herself accountable. Sometimes, and I'll give you guys a tip, right? Some of you guys are sending me messages just saying, hey, look, I did this today, right? I had a successful day because I worked out. I did this, I did this, I did this. I don't mind, okay? Send me that stuff. If I'm the person that you need to send it to say, hey, look, I did these things, I'm not always going to engage in a full-blown conversation about it. But if you message me, hey, look, I did this, this, this towards my goal, I don't have a problem with it. Just recognize that you need to be engaged with your goal every single day. You need to think about your goal every single day and do something to get yourself in the right direction. Okay, pages 31 through 33 get completed. Okay, all right. Any questions on any of this, any of that initial stuff? That was kind of a long list, but we have a lot to cover. Each of these classes are a lot, right? So I want to make sure if I've got any questions that are pending. Okay. All right. I'm not looking at the comments. I see there's like 60 something of them, but I know that Tracy will like yell at me from the other room if there's something in there that I need to address. So.
Hey, Brent, I have one quick question.
Okay.
On the Ice Body Challenge, did we ever figure out when people are like first signing up as a member for Isogenics, if that order counts, their initial order? Like, what's the time frame for that?
All your orders count. The minute because you can't order from Isogenics unless you can't enter the Ice Body Challenge. You can't place an order unless you're in Isogenics. So yes, all those orders count. So your initial order counts as well towards your 500.
But how soon do you have to sign up for the Ice Body Challenge for it to count towards your 500 BV? So say they sign up, they order their kit, and then like 2 weeks later they sign up for the Ice Body Challenge.
Doesn't count.
Okay.
No, it's whatever happens after you sign up. So
Okay.
if you and that's a tough thing, right? Because if you sign somebody up today with 164 BV and then they enter the Ice Body Challenge, that 164 BV is not going to be in there. If you sign up, right? I'll give you an example. I'm gonna call out my friend Brett, right? If I call him out and he says, hey, look, I'm ready to get started, and he signed because he's already got an account because he didn't start with a pack, he ordered different products. If he goes ahead and signs up into the Ice Body Challenge, or if Jackie goes ahead and signs up to the Ice Body Challenge, either one, and then they order their pack, then that BV will count. But otherwise, you're not going to make it happen. Here's the reality, and I'm going to say this again to business builders and as people that are loving the product. If you're really using the nutrition, 500 BV in 16 weeks shouldn't be an issue, right? It's really hard not to consume 500 BV worth of product in 16 weeks if you're really using the nutrition, okay? Because it would be hard not to make that happen. Okay.
Raquel's got a question.
What does Raquel want?
No, I was just going to say, if you sign someone up, the day you sign them up, if they join the Ice Body Challenge that day or the day after, it will count.
Oh, it does. Thank you, Raquel.
It does.
Okay. Very cool. So if I enroll Teresa with a value pack, and then she signs up for the Ice Body Challenge that same day or within 24 hours that day, then it will count. It will load into her back office. Probably makes sense, right? It's probably even within the month. I don't know that for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's within that month. So if you enter the Ice Body Challenge in the month of August, maybe the product that you purchased in the month of August goes towards that. I'm not sure. Do you know the answer to that, Raquel?
I did call because I had someone and they told me within the first couple of days.
Okay.
So
all right.
I'm not sure if it's 2 days or 3 days, but definitely within the first day or so, 2 days.
Okay. So we'll stick with the 24-hour rule, right? So for purposes of making sure that happens, tell your people, get in the Ice Body Challenge within 24 hours, your points will go towards your accumulated total. Okay. Okay. One thing that I really, really, really want you guys to work on is I want you to start thinking about, and this is going into our actual meat of this meeting here, and that is you're connecting objections, social media, branding, and power posting. So in connecting, it's really important, and I know we all talk about it, and they've got there's even a format for it, right? For your 30-second story. Most of us don't have a 30-second story. We've got like a 3-minute story. Okay. You need a 30-second story. Okay. You need to time the fact that you've got a 30-second story. You need to be able to tell someone why you love Isogenics and why you use this nutrition in 30 seconds. And the reason that is that a lot of us, myself included, are guilty of a whole lot of using our voice and a lot less using our ears when it comes to connecting. because we think, oh my gosh, I've got this person's attention. If I don't tell them everything that's so wonderful about this nutrition, I'm never going to get a chance to tell them again. And so I'm going to tell them all right now. Okay. And I won't pick on Mary Ellen, but Mary Ellen, you like to talk. So Mary Ellen likes to tell her story, right? She gets excited. And that's the best thing about that, though, Mary Ellen, is that it's super important to be excited, but it's even more important to be excited and listening. And if you can, so if you know you're one of those people that's super excitable and you can tell and you want to get your information across, it's even more important for you to be able to literally sit down and time yourself and say, this is why I love the nutrition. And in that 30-second story with, how can I help you? What about that sounds great to you? Something along that line, so that now they're filling you with information, right? Because you want to hear about their energy issues. You want to hear about their dietitian issues. You want to hear about their issues with sleep. And if you're telling them all about yours, there's a saying that goes, it was going on quite a while, and I know you guys have all heard me say this, everybody has a story, nobody cares about yours, okay? And the reason I say that's important is because people want you to hear their story, okay? Me telling my story about why nutrition is important to me or why this business opportunity is important to me is really only worth about 30 seconds of their time. What they really want is they want somebody to absorb their story. I know, it's like, but I got a good story. I know, I got a good story too. But they do too. That person that wants to tell you, because so many people talk instead of listening when it comes to anything. And again, I've used this scenario before. Go back to dating, okay? The guy or the girl that listened was the one that was like, oh, they must love me because they listened to me, right? So it's that whole thing, right? It's that listening ability. Do you have the ability to listen and to absorb that information and not listen with the intent of telling your story? So the minute that they say something about energy, you all of a sudden go, oh yeah, I noticed, I got all this great energy because I did it, right? Just listen. Shut up and listen, right? And then when you shut up and listen, you really can start hearing things and responses like, that's amazing. That's outstanding. That's very interesting. Tell me more about that. Those are solicitations of more information versus saying, oh yeah, I did that too, and this is what I happened, right? Because when you do those things, that's where you're going to build that relationship that's going to be more and more important, okay? I see LOLs going down there by Paul, so obviously there's lipping off going on, but that's all right. Feel, felt, and found are really good ways to deal with. This is an objection thing, okay? Wow, I kind of like your nutrition stuff, but it seems really expensive to me. I'm really glad that you feel that way because I felt that way. But after using the nutrition for a period of time, I found that I was actually, that I was incorrect about the expense because it offset my over-the-counter medications. It offset my food medications. It offset this, it offset that. Feel, felt, found. Thank you for telling me how you feel. This is what I felt. And you want to make sure that what you felt mirrors what they're feeling, right? But through your experience, you found this to be the case, okay? Wow, I didn't like the flavor of that Ionics at all. I'm really glad you said that because I know how you feel because I felt that way as well. But what I found after I used it for a while is that my taste buds changed and the offset of my energy versus my, the 10 seconds of this Ionics doesn't taste so great, I'm all good, right? So that's a really important transition to be able to take somebody through, okay? Whether it's cost, whether it, the other week when we had Kelly's guy on, Joel, right? Phil, we had Phil on, and Phil was using a similar version of that feel, felt, found when he was talking about when somebody tells you that something's expensive. Wow, that's really interesting that you feel that way. What do you compare that to? and then because you've got to agree with their complaint. Okay, it makes, because when you validate them, people want to be validated, and when you validate their complaint, then it's no longer a sales pitch, it's validation for how they feel, and then you can say, this is how I felt and this is what I found. Because if somebody says, oh my gosh, that's so expensive, and you immediately go, oh well, it's only $3 a serving, you're arguing, right? Wow, it's really expensive. Wow, I'm really glad that you feel that way, because I actually felt that way as well. But what I found after using it for a while is that our overall grocery budget changed, or what I found is that I wasn't spending as much money at Starbucks or Dutch Bros, or what I found was I wasn't spending as much money at the drive-through, or what I found was I wasn't stopping at the convenience store and eating crap. What I found was I wasn't buying as much over-the-counter medication. I wasn't buying as much ibuprofen. I wasn't buying as much whatever in order to help with my sleep, all these kind of things. So feel, felt, found is a really good transition to take somebody through when somebody gives you whatever their objection might be. And if you guys think of your objections in your head, you can easily walk that through there, okay? What I found is that I don't have to throw, right, I don't have to throw out the food anymore. That's a great one, Deb. Yeah, well, what I found is that, by using this nutrition, I'm throwing away less produce, I'm throwing away less stuff that I'm buying, because I've got a better way to make something fit in there, okay? The 30-second story, so going back to the 30-second story, you want to have multiple 30-second stories, okay? My 30-second story with Teresa might be different than the 30-second story that I have with Raquel. Might be different than the 30-second story that I have with Brett. Might be different than the 30-second story that I have with Heidi. Might be different than the story I have with Dan. Because I'm going to base my 30-second story on what information that they give, what information that I can glean from them, right? Whether they're, maybe that 30-second story is on being a stressed out, can't get any sleep, restless, that type of person. If I'm talking to Matt and I'm trying to get Matt to convert to Isogenics, my 30-second story might be, wow, you know what? I never really knew what I should be consuming after my bike ride, and this is what I found really powers me up for my bike ride pre and post workout. Now I don't have to wonder what Jamba Juice or whoever else is putting, what protein source they're actually putting in my smoothie, or I don't have to wonder how many grams of sugars I'm getting because they're making it all with syrup or something along those lines. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, that really is my story, right? My story is the convenience factor of Isogenics. I don't spend money at Lifetime Fitness smoothie bar after my workout because I know what I'm getting because I've already pre-mixed it. And I know it's cheaper, right? By like $1.50, $2 per shake, okay? So those are the kind of things that you can really relay that makes some sense to people. So you want to have a 30-second story for health, maybe a 30-second story for financial, how you feel like it with financially, how it impacts you financially, maybe one just for overall energy, something along those lines, so that you can have a story that fits with somebody else's initial information that you glean from them, okay? New member checklist. I will be honest with you guys, I have not used this. It is a great resource. The new associate, new member checklist is a great resource. It is something that we should be using. I have no excuse, right? If you don't know how to ask people questions, using the new member checklist or the new associate checklist is a really good way to find out the person that you're speaking with's goals when it comes to Isogenics. Are they just interested in nutrition? Are they interested in the business opportunity? What kind of time, how much time do they have to devote to the nutrition or learning about nutrition? What kind of time do they have to devote toward learning about the business? All of those are very good questions, and all of those are on the new member checklist. Where do we find that? You go to any of the back office files in Team Shady or in Great Nutrition, and if you search the file section, you'll find new member, new associate checklists back there. There's several different iterations of it, so just go in there and find the one that you like. You can change it, move it, do whatever you want to do with it, okay? Create customers for life. the IsaBody challenge, the healthy mind and body is something that we really skip over. How many in here have done that? Wave your hand in front of the screen if you've done healthy mind and body, right? Okay. So healthy mind and body, to me, I thought it was very good because it broke it down into literally like 15 to 30 minutes worth of effort that you could put into kind of thinking about things that a lot of us just don't think about. I'll be honest with you. When I did the goal, the why, the creating your why in this notebook, I haven't gone through that much effort in a while to redefine my why. Okay. It asks you, write it down. Why did you write that down? Write it down. Why did you write that down? Write that down. And it makes you break it down to where you figure out why you wrote down the first one. And it's important to recognize that, because a lot of us, our why changes over time through our abilities. Okay. My why now is more, I think it's more encompassing of the team, because I really do feel fulfilled when I see people hitting the 1-star, hitting manager, hitting executive, hitting 2-star, hitting 3-star, hitting 4-star. That's exciting to me to see that. Again, it goes back to what Tracy and I came from when we got into Isogenics, and we came from a mountainous mound of debt. Brett, I met with Rob today, Rob Young, and so I got to go over a lot of stuff with him. And man, I'll tell you what, when you go over your financials, especially when you start telling your history, and especially when we start telling our history, there is nothing good that comes into your brain when you have to relive some really horrible portions of your financial life. But it's refreshing to be able to talk about, and Tracy, I actually talked about this when Rob left. It was refreshing to be able to, when we tell that story now, that story gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay? Because as time goes by, it becomes less and less important, because we've survived it. And not only have we survived it, we're outrunning it, right? I shouldn't even say outrunning it. We're outperforming it. Okay? What happens with a lot of people is they get caught and then they quit, and then they can't outperform their issue. Okay, whether that's a personal issue, whether it's a financial issue, whether it's a weight loss issue or weight gain issue, they give up and they just stay in that, they stay stuck. So, it's important to keep moving forward, and going through those little practices can really help you with that. So creating customers for life, have all team members enter. All of these help with retention. IsaBody Challenge, and I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. IsaBody Challenge has the average person in their auto ship, and I don't know, I can't remember these numbers exactly, but it's about 108 BV is the average person on auto ship. If they're in the IsaBody Challenge, the average auto ship in the IsaBody Challenge is like 230 something BV. Okay, so if you are wanting to know how do you get your team to order more product, because there's only 2 ways to increase your income in this business: more members in your downline, bigger orders in your downline. The combination is even better. Okay, but if you're not getting more members in your downline, and you don't have more volume in those orders from your downline, your income's never going to increase. It's not. Okay, so if you don't have additional people entering your business, or you don't have the existing members increasing their order baskets on a monthly basis, don't expect next month's money to look better than the last month's money. And if last month's money wasn't enough, then you've got to change one or both of those things. Add more people to your downline, increase the order basket. Increasing the order basket, get them in the IsaBody Challenge. It's completely free. Not only does it increase their order basket, but it also takes somebody who, if they enter the IsaBody Challenge within 90 days of their initial enrollment, their odds of staying with the company for 1 year are increased by 85%. Okay, so if they enter the IsaBody Challenge in the first 90 days, the likelihood of them staying around for a full year is increased by 85%, just by entering the IsaBody Challenge. Okay, because they're going to put themselves in a situation where they're going to do some goal setting, even if they don't even realize that's what they're doing, that's what they're doing. Because to measure yourself, to take your pictures of yourself, to put that stuff on paper, to submit that information is a form of goal setting that most people never experience. Okay. Michelle, you got a question? I've got Michelle LLC got a hand raised, but I don't see you. Sorry. Michelle, oh, wait. Oh, okay.
I'm fine.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, no worries. Thanks. Okay. So that's the, is there any questions on the IsoBody challenge? Because real important if there are, that this is a good time to ask them. Nothing? Okay. I'm going to remute everybody because I think I hit some other unmutes there. Okay. Remember checklists, create customers for life, connected with your team as a leader. This is
Brett, I don't have a question about the iSpotted challenge, but I have a comment.
Okay.
You know, I saw what's the sister's name? Tracy, and that did that home show thing at the
Yep.
what's her
Trudy
name?
and Tracy.
Okay.
Yeah, Trudy and Tanya.
Yeah. So they were saying, and it was adorable because they did their presentation and they said about the iSpotted challenge. So how many, like, they did it as if they were presenting at a home show, kind of thing, a home tasting. And they said, how many people out here ever thought about, you know, doing something where you would be in some sort of competition that involved your body? Nobody. It's a great way to present to your prospects that I never thought I was going to be in an IsoBody challenge. Kind of sounds like it's some sort of competition, but really it's not exactly like that. I think that if we listen to that, that's a good way to be able to relate that to our new associates, to let them know that IsoBody challenge is something you want to be in on day one. And especially with the conversation tonight, that everything on your first order counts. Boom, shakalaka, you're done.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great way to present it. So, no, that's good info. And Tanya and Trudy do a good job of presenting that. So, yeah, that's good info. Jackie, you had a question?
Yes. So you've mentioned a couple times that you've entered IsoBody challenges, but you never finished. What does it mean to finish?
So to finish, okay, go ahead, Teresa. Teresa got her hand up. See, Teresa's actually completed them, so I'll let Teresa answer that question.
I am almost done with my 9th IsoBody challenge. So to complete it, you stay in it for the whole 16 weeks, and at the end, you submit your after photos and a short essay, and then they send you a coupon for $200 in product, a certificate of completion, and a t-shirt. And that's all you have to do. You enter, you put in your before photos. At the end, you put in your after photos, you put in your essay, and that's it. And then you get free stuff. So I'm on my 9th one. I'm almost done.
Wow.
Brent, slacker, Brent.
You use your after photos. You download your after photos twice. You use your after photos to end the challenge, and then use those exact same photos to begin the next one.
Right. I do it the same day every single time.
Yeah. I know Kelly D does that also, because anytime Kelly D finishes one, and Teresa's the same, I see Teresa's also because of where they're at in my IsoPulse. I see, congratulations, Teresa just completed IsoBody challenge. Congratulations, Teresa just began an IsoBody challenge. So I get those notifications in IsoPulse when that happens. So yeah.
Yeah. Does everybody know about IsoPulse? Brent, are you going to go over that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So IsoPulse, just since this is where we're at with it, is IsoPulse is an app. Just download www.isopulse.com or go into your app store and look up IsoPulse, and it's ISA Pulse, P-U-L-S-E, IsoPulse. And IsoPulse will give you information in regards to your downline team for deep. Okay. So I enrolled a guy named Chuck enrolled Teresa, anybody Teresa enrolls, anybody that person enrolls as well. So I get 4 levels at every section, right? So every single person, and this will come, I think, next week. when we talk about 4PET. But if you hear those terms, you hear that term 4PET, if you can kind of imagine a reverse pyramid, okay, like this way, right? You being down here at the bottom. So every single person that you enroll is your one, okay? So if you guys are looking at the same kind of screen I am, depending on how you have it on your computer screen, every single person you enroll is your one. Every single person that's under that first level, every person that they enroll is your two. Every person that those people enroll is your three, and every person that those people enroll is your four, and so on and so forth. But for the purpose of bonuses and the way that Isagenix pays in bonus, those 4 levels are how they look at your bonus program. Okay, I get paid on all levels for the volume, but bonuses are based off of your 4 levels of PET. So if I enrolled somebody yesterday, that person is now my one. Okay, that begins another one. And every person that he enrolls, every person that he enrolls, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So that's how Isagenix pays you on your bonuses, but it's also who you get notified for on your IsaPulse. So when Matt became Crystal Manager, it will pop up on my IsaPulse, congratulations, Matt became Crystal Manager, and I get that notification. So all of those things happen. Now, I'll give you an example. Heidi is outside of my 4PET. Actually, she is my 4PET, but anybody that she would enroll would be my 5. So I get notifications when Heidi enrolls people, but I wouldn't get any notifications on anybody that Heidi has enrolled or below. I wouldn't receive those notifications in my inbox. The important side of that is, which leads into this next section of being a leader, use the tools, okay? As a leader, if you're getting those notifications and you're not sending out congratulations to those people, you're missing out, unless you know for certain that the person that enrolled them is a person that does recognition, okay? I know the people on the team that do recognition. So let's say that I knew somebody Teresa enrolled became a manager. There is no doubt in my mind that Teresa is going to be aware of that, and she's going to recognize them, and she's going to say good things to them, okay? I may still send them a message that says, hey, this is Brent Shaw with Isagenix. You know, you're part of my team via Teresa Howell. Can you tell I've said this before? Because my fingers are moving, because that's exactly what I'm saying. You're part of my team via Teresa Howell. Congratulations on your rank advancement. Let us know if we can ever help you. I know you've got a great coach. Boom, done. Okay? That is a message that I've sent out hundreds of times. All right? Sometimes I get a response back. Who the hell are you? Sometimes I get no response back. That's okay. It doesn't make any difference. They're still part of the team, and people like they like the sound of their voice, right? Or they like to hear their name said. Okay? So that's an important aspect. Okay, social media tips. Cover photo, bio, featured photos, power posting, branding, and pages, and when to start. Okay, so I am going to look at something real quick. Okay, we're getting close to time. This is important stuff, guys, and this I could do like an entire thing on just this alone. And I do, and we have, right, collectively. Social media. You guys have heard me say it. I'm not going to hound on it. Your social media, you know, Brett and I just had this conversation the other day over coffee. Your social media is who you are. And if you're putting out all kinds of crap, don't be surprised if people don't want to be a part of your organization. Okay? And it may be the fact that Teresa may just love everything I say, right? But then Teresa's got a friend, and Teresa's not even an Isagenix. Let's say Teresa's not an Isagenix. She loves everything I say. Everything I say, whatever it is, good, bad, and different, she thinks it's wonderful. It's the best stuff she's ever heard. And I'm like the guy, right? But she knows this girl, Donna, that might be interested in the nutrition. But she's going to hold back on referring Donna to me because she's like, well, I know you're kind of into this and I'm kind of into that, but Donna's not into that at all. And if I send her to you and she sees that you talk about this on your social media all the time, it's going to totally turn her off, and she's not going to trust you, or she's not going to want to build that relationship with you because you're so overt about your views or your opinions about certain types of dogs, right? Because she is a dog lover and you are a dog hater, and you tell everybody how much you hate dogs, And because you tell everybody how much you hate dogs, she's never going to want to be your friend. And therefore she's not going to even, she wouldn't care if they love the nutrition, but you're such a dog jerk that she's never going to want to be around you. Okay. So just be aware that if you're posting horrible things about dogs, you're going to alienate some people. Okay. Notice I said dogs because that'd be a lie. But if I'd used cats, that might be accurate. No, I'm just kidding. I knew I'd catch Deb. See, you see Deb Jane? You see her eyes pop up? You said you talk bad about cats? I'm going to unfriend you right now. So anyway, that's an example. Okay. So make sure that you're keeping your Facebook page what it should be. I'll give you a tip that I got from a social media person the other day, and I haven't changed it, and I need to. On my personal page, it shows I'm self-employed. The person said, she says, you can put that there, but then also put your web link to your back office, your Isagenix back office, or to your business page if you have a business Facebook page. So instead of it saying Brent Shaw self-employed, it's going to say, and you guys will see it get changed, it'll say Brent Shaw, and it'll have my www.teamshadystyle.com will become my new words after that, so that people can click on that if they're stalking your page. If you don't have your page set to public, you're missing out. You can choose not to. That's completely fine. I get it. I see Jason, he like looking at like, public? You can't say public. I'm a cop. So I get it, brother. And it's that battle that you have to make just good with. And, you know, my thing is, you know where I live, come on over. So that's just where you have to be at, right? So I'm going to tell you that if you don't have it public, you probably should have it public. And the reasons are people can find you easier, and their ability to relate to you or become your friend or send you a friend request are better. I will tell you that if somebody sends me a friend's request, the first thing I do is I go look at it, see if I know them, see if I have any connections with them. If I don't have any connections with them, I'll send them a message. Hey, that's really cool. Thanks for the friend's request. How do we know each other? Right? Oh, I don't know you. I just saw you were on Facebook. That's really cool. Perfect. At least I got a response. I know you're not a robot. You know, like one of those little bot things that just wants to get into become part of your friendship, right? So I always send her, and you want to click the little button that says add to messenger, okay, before you send them a message. Click the little button that says add to messenger, because I'll give them a notification, and then you type in the message that says, hey, thanks for the friend's request, Donna. How do we know each other, right? And then that way that gives the opportunity for the response, okay? Let's see. Make sure that your photo, okay? If you've got a photo of your favorite pet, what's that saying about you, right? Have something that means something in the picture. People want to see you, right? And they want to see what you're doing. They want people that are going to check out your Facebook page are voyeurs. They want to see you. They want to see what you're up to. They want to learn about what they want to know about your life. They want to see those kind of things. So put your face on the picture. And if you're doing something fun, change it around a little bit, mix it up once in a while. I usually try to change mine about once a quarter and just kind of change it to something else, right? So make sure that that's on there, and make sure that you're keeping that it's appropriate as well. If you've got a picture of yourself doing something silly, I recommend that you take it off of there. If you got a picture of a dog or a cat or a horse or whatever, again, I recommend that you take it off of there. But it's your business. Do what you want to do on that topic. Power posting. I promote that you guys do what's called, when it comes to your Facebook, it's 80-10-10. Okay, 80% of your posts should be about your life, about cool things that you're doing. And if you think I don't do anything cool, if you think you don't do anything cool, you're wrong, right? You saw something interesting. You saw something interesting today. You always, even if you want to just tell something silly, put a picture that's relevant to the story, because people will pause if there's a picture there. If there's just words, they're going to scroll right past it most of the time. Okay? Don't be afraid to use some capitalized letters. Don't use a ton of them. Okay? Because people are like, oh, they're screaming at me, right? Don't do the cap locks and type your whole thing. Just use a couple of capitalizations. But use pictures. Videos are better. Facebook Lives are even better. But if you will build your page to where you're posting things 2 or 3 times a day, and I do mean that, literally 2 or 3 times a day, where you're posting something, 80% should be things about your life, right? What you did today, what you had for breakfast, what you had for dinner, where you're going for lunch, what you're going to do. You're going to meet friends. You're going to meet family. You had a really good time at the restaurant. You saw something funny that your kid did. You worked out with your kid. All these different kinds of things that you can do that you can make good posts from. Then 10% move you in the direction of what you want people to follow. A healthy recipe, a good nutrition article. And not isogenics related, okay? Just a good nutrition. Livestrong is a really, really, really good website to find good nutritional stuff that most people will follow behind, okay? If anything that's organic, a website that's organic, don't go too far crazy train one side or the other. The guy that's, or gal that's growing everything in their garden and putting their own feces on it and mulching their own stuff is probably going to be a little too much for most people, right? You want to kind of stick with, Jackie's laughing. I'm telling you, they're out there. You want to kind of stick mid-frame, right, with the things that people can actually do. If there's some crazy fruit that's the new rage, but most people can't get it because it's grown in some southern remote country, I wouldn't probably put that on my page because most people can't use it, right? Heidi does a good job of this, right? She posts things that are relevant and that sort of thing. So 10% is that, right? A fitness related thing, maybe a run or a walk or a swim or something along those lines. Those are all that other 10%. So 80% your life, 10% kind of the nutrition or healthy kind of things. And then the last 10% are your power posts, okay? That is your in your face, check this out. I punched a new hole in my belt. This nutrition I'm on is amazing. Check this out. I got a new pair of jeans. Look at this. Mandy just did one with her and her husband. Check this out. He's done all this great stuff. He's lost all this weight. He never used my other stuff before, 3 or 4 times, but he's been using this nutrition. It's amazing. Amazing things have happened. That is a power post. But if you throw power post after power post after power post, then people get the feeling that you're just trying to, you're not, there's nothing, that you lose that power, okay? So Transformation Tuesdays are okay. I'm not going to do a transformation every Tuesday. I'm not going to show that every Tuesday. Because if I show a transformation of somebody, that's okay, but people really want to see what I'm doing, okay? If I'm throwing up a transformation of somebody on our team did one, and I just, it was Melanie, I think, did a really, really good one. And I asked her if I could use it. She said, yes. I haven't used it yet. I'm going to use it. I'm just waiting for the appropriate time that I feel like I want to throw it out there, okay? But when I do that, I'm going to make sure to say something that really ties me to that person, okay? This person's part of my team. She's an amazing person. She's done great things. I saw her at, Celebration. We caught up at Celebration, and then she posted this, and I thought it was worth the share, right? You want people to know that you know the people that you're posting if you're doing one of those Transformation Tuesdays or whatever, okay? Tracy asked me the question, or she put this in front of me. When should you say isogenics on your posts, or when should you put isogenics in your posts? I'm going to tell you as a general rule, not for probably at least 90 days after really, really doing the business, okay? If you haven't really, really been doing the business for 90 days, that 90-day time clock doesn't start until you really, really start doing it, okay? If you're just like the occasional poster, don't do it, okay? They're going to figure it out anyway, but don't put it out there. And here's the reason why. It's not that you're trying to be deceptive. It's that you're trying to create relationship quality conversations. And if I say I'm doing this, I'm doing isogenics, and I've got my box and I'm opening it up and I'm all excited about it, I might be really excited about it. But now Donna, who's a super skeptic and doesn't really, is a voyeur in the best terms, right? She's going to be checking everything out. She's not going to ask me about it. She's going to Google it herself, and then she's going to find whatever's out there in the internet about whatever it is. And if she lands on a great article, she may call me. If she lands on a crap article, she's going to not have anything to do with me. You want to create the curiosity to make people want to ask you what you're doing. Okay. And when they say, oh, what are you doing? Don't write in your comments, isogenics, right? You just blew it again, right? So take that away. Don't say isogenics. Say, really busy. Let me send you a message later. I'll hook you a message. I'll send you a message. Make sure you respond to them. But if you got like 10 people that ask you what you're doing at the same time, you don't got to respond to them all right then, right? Just disappear for a little while, okay? Then send them a private message. And then after you send them the message, then you can put in the comments, hey, I sent you a message. Hey, I sent you a message. Hey, I sent you a message. Okay? So just make sure that you're doing that. So I hope that answers the question about when you should do it. Even to this day, I'll put some stuff on. I know a lot of people tag me and stuff. I ask you guys, if you tag me, don't be surprised if you don't see it on my timeline, because most of the time when I get tagged on something, I remove the tag and I don't let it sit on my timeline. Okay? You cannot post to my timeline without my approval, because I've got mine set up that way. I recommend that you do the same. Okay? Because that way, if like when you go to Celebration, I'm not going to paint my page green, very often. Celebration's kind of a different thing. I'll do it for Celebration for a couple days. I'll do it for NYKO for a couple days. But then sometimes even after that, I'll go through and hide some of the posts so that they're not on my timeline. Okay, because I don't want my timeline to be too much with isogenics. That's kind of it on those basic things, guys. If you're not sending friend requests on a regular basis, I talked about this last week. If your network sucks, need a new network. Okay, so if you're not getting a lot of contacts from your current network, then that probably means that you need a new network. And if you need a new network, then you need to start sending friend requests to people that are outside of your normal network. Okay, I don't send a lot of friend requests to people that are already in close networks. I tend to send them out other places. One really good way to do it is post a really funny video that you find interesting. Not something off color, but just something that's funny. Because here's what happens. It gets shared. Okay, so I post a funny video. Teresa shares it. I get all these people that like it. I get notifications that Teresa shared my video, and then I got all these people that liked it. Guess what? I am now into Teresa's network. Okay? I am then going to go through and click friend request all these people in Teresa's network. That's why I don't share videos. I don't share things that people post, because I'll copy the link. I might share the link, but I'm not going to share if Brett posts something funny or Jason posts something funny. I'm not going to share that video with it saying Brent shared Jason's video, because if Jason's smart, he just got access to all the people that are my friends, and now they're all clicking like, and now he can go through and like all my friends or request all my friends to be his friends. And that's a great way to get your friends, mixed, but it's also a great way to find a new network. So that gets you into these different networks. If you want to get into the cycling network, share a cycling video. You want to get into the yoga network, share a funny yoga network, show a funny yoga video, right? Whatever your network is, find a video that's relevant to that thing and share that, and boom, now you're in another network. Go ahead, Heidi.
Another thing I think it's important is to hide your friend list, right? Because you don't want other network marketers looking at your friend list like we're looking at. So if you're able to go and look at people's friends list, it means it's open, and you don't want your personal one open. Does that make sense? Yep.
Yeah. So what she's saying there, for those of you that aren't aware, like if you go to my friends list, you'll be able to see our mutual friends. But if you're mutual friends with them, and here's something I'm pretty confident of, right? If they're my friend and they're also your friend, I guarantee you they know I do this as a business. Now, can you recruit them and make them part of your team? Absolutely. But if you have access to my friends list, you're probably on my team. Okay? So you can block your friends list so that nobody can see it, or you can make it to where just your mutual friends can see each other's friends. Okay? That's what I recommend, is that you can have your mutual friends, because it's easy to kind of be able to move through and see what's going on if you can share mutual friends. Okay, so don't be afraid of the mutual friends, but that's if you are a professional at your business and you're constantly engaged and people know that they can come to you for nutritional business. Okay. All right. Any other questions on the social media aspect, guys? I mean, this could be a huge, long conversation, and I don't want to make it that way tonight. But if there's any basic questions or comments, go ahead and throw them out there, and we'll cover them. Otherwise, we'll move into next week's stuff. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll move into next week's stuff. Next week, complete any items that you haven't completed for the previous week. Week 2 is posted. Oh, look at Tracy. She's already posted what's supposed to be done. But post a picture of your vision board and a copy of your 120 BV auto ship screen to the Team Shady Executive Academy page. Make sure it's on the Executive Academy page. If you want to post your vision board on the Team Shady business coaching page, feel free to do that, because you may inspire somebody else that's in there to also want to do one. Again, it's the FOMO thing, right? Fear of missing out. FOMO. Fear of missing out. People have a fear of missing out. All of a sudden they see everybody's doing vision boards and posting vision boards. Oh my gosh, I'm missing out on a vision board opportunity. I want to do one too. And again, I use the word vision board. I know some people use different words, whatever. It's a board about what your goals are. So whatever that is that you want to call it, post it, share it, make sure other people see it. I highly recommend it. If you haven't already posted on your personal page, post on your personal page. If you want to post it on my personal page, I'm fine with it, and I will let it on my timeline. Don't say anything about Isogenics out loud about it. Just say, hey, you know what? We did the vision boards like we're supposed to, something along those lines, or hey, here's my vision board, or something along those lines. I'm fine with that. If you want me to also post ours on yours, I'm fine with doing that as well. Okay. But again, just realize that that's the game to some degree that we're playing. Okay, that kind of gets close to that 10% of the power posting, but you're going to cause people to say, why did you do a vision board? What's on your vision board? Oh, why is that on there? Why is this on there? But it could cause some conversation. Okay, and make your list of 100 people, separate by category. I know that Mandy talks about this. I got the whole 10 categories from Mandy's comment. She uses that technique. Fill out your month 1 calendar on page 33. Your parties, guys, your home and wellness events. Do them. Schedule them. Make them happen. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to talk about a contest tomorrow at our team meeting, and it's going to be relevant to having there's going to be an incentive for having a home event for the month of September. Okay, there's going to be incentive if you have a home event for the month of September. There's also going to be an incentive that I'm going to talk about tomorrow, and I want you guys to understand this because you guys are going to be the ones who are going to be getting this question when I'm not there. If you've never been a consultant, so if you have anybody on your team that's never been a consultant, if they get 2 enrollments this week, so double PIB, if they double PIB this week, there will be a matching PIB sent from us. So if they do 2 30 days, that's $25 a piece. They'll get a matching 50. Okay. If they do two value packs, they'll get a matching 160. If they do 2 value packs, they'll get a matching 100. Okay. So they'll get a matching double PIB if they've never been a consultant before and they enroll 2 people. Okay. So if you've got somebody that's setting as a pirate, that's not going to, and when I say a pirate, guys, for those of you who aren't aware, that means they've just got 1 enrollee. That's fine. They can enroll a second person, but they're also going to have to enroll a third. So they've got to enroll 2 people. If they have been a consultant before, or if they are currently a consultant or more, there'll be the same matching double PIB if they enroll 3 people this week. Okay. So for like those of you that are on this page who've been consultant before, you can, if you enroll 3, then you'll get 1 matching double PIB. If you enroll 5, you'll get 1 matching double PIB. Okay. So it doesn't make any difference. This is more geared toward helping people become consultants and helping you guys create consultants in your downline team, because creating consultants in your downline team makes you stronger. Making you stronger as team leaders makes all of us stronger. So know that that's happening. So there's going to be a launch party incentive, and there's going to be a double PIB incentive announced tomorrow during our Tuesday event that we do here at the house with our assistants. Okay. Any questions on that real quick? Does that make sense? Okay, cool. All right. Fill out the 1 month calendar, register and start Healthy Mind and Body, and get your team to do the same. So if you haven't done the Healthy Mind and Body, register and do it. If you have done the Healthy Mind and Body, register and do it. And I'm sitting here looking like this because I didn't read this far down on the list, and I forgot that this was going to be on here, and I haven't done it. And so this means I'm going to have to do it. And yes, I'll do it. I've done it before. Actually, I've done it twice. I'll do it again. So I'll register to do the Healthy Mind and Body. Healthy Mind and Body, if you're not aware, costs $39 to sign up for it. But if you complete it, you get a $45. I know he's killing me. You'll get a $45. You get a $45 reimbursement for product when you're complete, after you've completed it. So even though it costs you $40 to start it, you're going to get a $45 reimbursement when you complete it. So I recommend that you complete it. Tracy, can you have Zach bring me my charger? So that's what you're going to need to do for this next week. I'm going to encourage you guys all to start the Healthy Mind and Body. The other thing is, it's worth points for the cruise championship. How many of you on here know how many points you have in the cruise championship? Does anybody on here know how many points you have right now in the cruise championship? Beth Gilmore says 420. What? Beth, you're ahead of me. Oh no, I'm sorry, Beth. I need this one for the computer. It's plugged in by the microphone. Oh. So who else? Has anybody got more than 420? Heidi, how many do you have?
I'm trying to check right now.
Okay.
More than that, though.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
But I'm not sure, but Beth is on my team, so that's good.
That's all right. And
it's under contests and promotions, right?
Yeah, contests and promotions, and click the one that says individual leaderboard. Okay. And at the very top in bold print, it will tell you.
She has 720.
720? Whoop, whoop. That's awesome. What place are you in, Heidi? What's the place that say you're in?
I know Beth can see it better than me.
What place is she in, Beth? It says right at the top, right by her points. Anybody got more than 720 points? That's pretty good. I think you're in the top 200. Do you know what it is,
Really?
Heidi?
I can't find it.
Oh my gosh, you're killing me.
Okay, we're BB Cruisers, Balanced Body
No, I don't want that. I
Cruisers.
want your individual one.
Okay. So what number do you want?
It says right at the top, it says in bold print, it says you've got a certain number of points and your number is something out of something.
Well, I can see that my team is ranked 139 out of 1,424.
You're on the wrong one.
You're on the wrong
That's
one.
the team.
You need to click the one that says individual.
Okay. Oh God, I feel pressure. How do I get back?
What's yours, Mandy? Mandy, go ahead.
I'm number 168.
Ooh, whoa.
How many points do you have?
812.
Oh,
Whoa.
Nice.
where you're at,
Yeah.
Heidi? Heidi's got to be close then, because if you're at 750.
It won't let me go back. I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, you guys, here's the thing. Next month, we're going to have to
Oh,
narrow.
815. Sorry.
What's that? 8:15. Next month, you're going to have to, you can consolidate down to your actual teams. I'm going to recommend, if you already have your teams established, that you look at partnering up with some people that have the same kind of point values that you have, which will allow you to get up into the, Tracy says you have to have by September 9th. That will allow you to get higher up on the leaderboard. Okay. If you have people that are, here's the thing. If you have people on your team that aren't doing the do, they shouldn't be too disappointed when you ask them to replace them. Okay. And the reason that they shouldn't be too disappointed is because even if you make the cruise and they don't have 10 qualified enrollments, they can't go anyway. Okay. Every single person, if a cruise team wins, that team cannot, not every member can go if not every member hasn't got at least 10 qualified enrollments. So make sure that the people that you have on your team are doing what they're supposed to do. Okay. And moving in the direction of rank advancements and all that kind of stuff. All right. All right. We're going to wrap it up. That's it. You have to hold your own. That's right. Don't make the team carry you. That's exactly right. And because the guys, at the end of the day, these team things, everything else comes down. But at the end of the day, your paycheck is yours and you control it. So, you've got to get your enrollments on. You've got to get your team members started. You got to do those things to make things happen. So make them happen.
It's each person.
All right. Everybody have a great night. Thank you guys very much. Team call tomorrow will be on here on Zoom and on live. So it'll be the same time as normal, 6 p.m. Arizona time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.